on his own two legs. We usually have the Humpricks and like we did say about 2 days ago on a Tuesday afternoon, we had reported on a hot story of the day that Diba had been poisoned. And all those details, it was not really detailed as to where it happened,
right,
how
and
it
what
happened, and everything in between, right? It was just a statement to say, and this was from the team. A big shout out to Baxter, of course, who is very close to Diba.
The real love of Diba's life.
That's Diba's man, honestly.
Diba's real man, bro.
He knew if I was out of the game, I'm the ghost writer, but anyway.
Okay. Interview.
Man. And look, it's all laughs, it's all vibes right now. The fact that he just walked in. Can we tell you a crazy story? Diba, we told him 5 foot.
5 foot.
Diba, la 3 foot.
This man got here at 2 p.m.
So
He's been here for hours. We are sick of this man.
I was under the influence of medication.
Hey, I mean anything, but you know what?
Oh, man.
On a serious note,
Yeah.
so something really terrifying happened to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we really laugh about these things that are very, very serious.
Yeah.
Walk me through. You told, the statement came out on Monday.
Yeah.
What happened in the lead up to Monday's statement? Do you know the person that did this to you?
I know.
You know the person that did this
but
to you.
just
okay.
because idiots are homo, you can't prove.
You can't.
Yeah, but you know, I know who did it. I know.
What happened exactly?
So on Friday, ne re tswa shooting ya Bobakang. So I had to attend a function ya lesola tsa la rona. So I was just chilling with my boss. For the record, ne ke sena le Bobaka. I was with guys that I grew up with. So those guys ha re le kwa ra tirong yone ya leso. So we link up. We buy drinky, we are doing the right things. So we are just chilling.
Okay.
Then, drinks, they just flow. I get it. But in highest, I na go di setse di chabo past yano. Ya ile gore anong ke simola go change le nna anong ke simola go huhula. I thought maybe ke go bereka thata mo lesong, but ke simola ke huhula, ke na le dizziness, ke ra the other guy ke re ko ponkise lapeng wa bona. When I got home I was like, let me power nap ke tle ke ipakanyetse go phitlhong.
Phakela ka.
When I woke up I was a different person.
Okay.
Ha ke tsoga ke a tlhatsa ke tsewa ke sedidi ka re ke namane le gone e tsholwang ke palwa ke go tsamaya ke palwa ke everything. The last person I was talking to was Bakang, because we were going to a show on Saturday ko Soro.
Right.
So I call him, I'm like, Bakang, ga ke ikutlwe shapo ke a lwala. He's like, nah, o no le mara Bakang ka re ke a lwala ko potle kwane, because I live alone, right?
Okay,
right.
So Bakang comes through, ha Bakang a tsena o tla le LK Media, ha ba tsena ba itlhela gore ke I'm in a bad state. Ebile ano ke simola go nna pale ano wa bona. Bakang then a bantsha charcoal ke se ke hetse halfway through the class be ke e khwa gape. He's like, let me call your parents.
Okay.
A ba leletsa my mama ba re kopa le mo ise sepatala re tla kopana ko. So we bankisa clinicing, but bone ne ba tshwantse gore ba e show.
Right.
So go ra re keng ba ntlogela le my mom ko clinicing. I remember ke be wa mo wheelchair, then e be ke be wa mo bolao. That's all I remember. Ha ke thanya ke le ko diare mo yaanong. That is now the hospital, not the clinic.
The main hospital.
The main hospital. Ke thanya ke le mo ditriping ebile ku utlwa nurse a kgagola my t-shirt because ne ke itlhatseditse ebile ba ntsenya plastic or at least khola mo plastic.
Right.
So go ra re keng ha ke utlwa ba iralong I pass out again ke tso go thanya ka Sunday around bo 4ish.
Right.
Okay.
Ke gona ke regain consciousness yana ke khona go bua le bone. That's when ke khona go communicate le Bakang gore ke robaditswe and everything go tsere di test go ile go irwa di test tsotlhe. Then Bakang decided to say, okay, no, let me put out a statement gore ke ngwa o ga wa tsoga sharp go iragala jana le jana le jana. But ne setse dingaka because ba itse tiro a bone. Di sign tse ne ke di super ha re le ho. Ne ba super gore my drink was spiked, right?
Right.
Ba bona gore ke motho wa dikaitsa motho a tla tsenyeditswe but ne se a proven fact by then, right? So that is why le mo statementing bakang I beile jalo gore no mo statementing re ba yana but asa kwale gore exactly what was in my drink, right? Then about tsenya statement so on Monday I was discharged on Monday, yeah, and begin na mo bed resting, then yeah, that's about it. You have medication came the results, then on Monday be ke tsama ja go tsa di results. Yeah.
And what okay
now, I'm very curious. A lot of people on social media, because of the brand that is Diba, there's a lot of alcohol that's always involved. There's a lot of partying, friends, so on and so forth. Everybody believed it's alcohol poisoning.
Right.
Where only too much alcohol and your body and those are the results of alcohol poisoning, which is feeling discharged. Cannot say what because pateling or sharp.
Yeah.
At this point in time, most pateling wow, power right? What happens after that? When do we know what okay, fine, this is not alcohol poisoning, or this is now proof ya gore nya go ha motho o spikile? Where does the proof come in your story, in your timeline?
Or after the test, after by
so
but how look was patella straight. There's I get because most of the time blakely, but banale ka ha ba go treatang ka teng ha ba go tsenye ga go tsene hele go tshelwa metsi o go tshelwa le go na le certain medication because le nna mo tshubunye go na le nako ne ke bona go le go se go na le mo ne ke go bona go le go yellow ke sa itse gore ya no what does that do go flasher gone the item that is in your system. So that's there's a difference how it like poisoning like how it like because there was even shortness of breath because oxygen. Yes. So I think that the body treat that differently.
And like he's saying, because you're Diba, you're known for being lit and having fun all the time. I'm pretty sure you've experienced alcohol poisoning before. What was different this time around?
This time around, alcohol poisoning. But that one, it's like, I don't know. It was a different feeling to me. I explain again. That's why I feel like I get money. I know because I think shortness of break. Something is really happening to me. It's no longer the alcohol itself in me, right? So I felt that way. But I've had alcohol poisoning before. About 3 days in a row. I know how it. I believe we know how we ORS wa nwa wa re mo le ka go itsenya metsi mo mmeleng mo le ka go flasha bojala bo bontsi wa bona mo le it was beyond control ne go batla gone mo le mo nne go iragala.
So now what are the doctors when you go for your scans and all these things, what is in your system that is not supposed to be in your system?
They identified they
So where did you go? Sorry, where did you go? Before you tell us what
Let me see that the name is yours.
Where did you go?
David Mokoteri. This is me.
Okay.
Evolve David Mokoteri.
Okay.
Even this one.
To
verify. So there's a chemical called
ethylene
Let me Google it for the people. Ethylene glycol.
Ethylene glycol.
Yeah, glycol. Okay. It's a chemical that which is a foreign serum. It was a chemical that was found. That chemical itself the substance most of the cases such a chemical in that system is brake fluid because it's a component brake fluid chemical in brake fluid so they found that foreign item in my system. That is when in layman's terms brick food mo drinking ya gago. That is when Bakan now went back to social media to verify now it is this thing, this foreign substance. Ke yone gore le nga kana bua gore di cases tse bana le tsone tse dintsi bile bone ba gantsi ba di itlhela mo bo mme.
Right.
Okay.
So ethylene glycol, that is ETHYLENE GLYCOL. Ethylene glycol, also known as ethane, is a colorless, odorless, viscous liquid that is a major component in automotive antifreeze and coolant.
Sure. So Diba, I want to understand from you. Do you think you can recall what happened just before you were poisoned or
you think you were poisoned?
Or when you think you're poisoned? Can you recall what could have happened leading up to that moment?
Is there someone who doesn't like you? Is there somebody who has something against you? Were you with people that you don't trust?
These are childhood friends. And when there are always those guys but we can say maybe I envy you. It was just envy and betrayal, I think. Or and envy because these are the guys that you grew up with. Maybe we are social media because I on a normal basis. I would envy you just because you work on Yaron FM. That's it. That is enough reason for me to develop hatred for you and even think of such dangerous moves. But not because I like I just know remote but what one of my friends told me is the guy who the whole time hadn't you'll never I go to see Halena Magitale di drink it alone. I honor drink what Yababula that's our gore ho. When I both fail later about how we took penalty on a way go renew. Can't the penalty to a penalty to Naso I ne hot sensomo yetuna and Gabriel Alar Leban. But when I did the penalty take you go relay, Cristiano Ronaldo Canaquat. When I didn't missing Yana ho. That's what I can if I was to be asked, o feel or tsenye ditso hakai ke go di penalty tse dingwe tse ne ke di gola.
So it's the only part you remember. You are the only person who knew drink away helletsa.
Do you remember how many?
I don't remember how many, but because can't video ya go TikTok go so wena o tletse ba bangwe da mobile wena o tlo tletse le solo tlhele wa bona. So the whole night I was just that person.
Are you taking any action against the situation because you do know that you're with 4 other people, but you have narrowed it down to almost 2 people? Are you taking any action? Have you contacted them concerning your case?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of the guys who he kind of like hinted who literally did that. So at this point, out of all the people, 2 I seen check. So I'm waiting to meet them live and say, yo, I know what you did, because you then what? You understand? There's no evidence. Maybe but there won't be concrete evidence. But what I'm just gonna do is just tell him I know what you did. And it's a learning lesson for me.
One of the things that you said was how the doctors mentioned, we see these cases a lot, but a lot of the times we see them in women. And your statement for me touched me because you spoke about how, guys, it's real out there. Like, this is not, like, I know we talk about these things and women be telling their stories and how sometimes we don't believe them. What do you take away from this experience, especially when it comes to how to carry yourself when you're out there in groove? And what would you tell a younger version of you, someone who's also up and coming, someone who's around their friends a lot, someone who trusts easily? What have you learned from this experience?
I used to see the posts about my Facebook, say then it was poisoning and stuff. I never thought I never thought it could happen to me, right? It's after and the messages I got on Facebook that side of the story, my brother that is why the most statement thing in bold. So this is real and we need to take good care of ourselves. If I was to tell my younger self, senne batsadi ba rona ba gola banna ba tserobola di tsala mo go so I remember even my mom till this day like tswa mo spata ka ntse ke go boleletse Diba group Diba o rata group o nna go bokanetse ke group di tsala ga di ise gope wa bona those lines we used to listen to batsadi ba rona ba re di bolela but re sena sepeletso no wa bona even right now le the way batswana ba tsereng khanye ka teng some really it hurt me to some degree because I thought how go iragaletse motho o mo limelight o mo platform. I think it's the time now as a country to say hey la mbagetso la bona gore there's a pandemic e diragalang ra spike ana go ira rona banana rona ka bo rona di tsala tsa rona we need to like now put a stop to this or re message re leke go take it out there but now we switched it from we characterized it to Diba alcohol poisoning but what about the real issue? The real issue is people are getting spiked. Our sisters, our brothers are getting spiked. Some survive, some don't. What do we do as a country? This is to the level corona and we need to really deal with this issue. But now teacher even people of baba hold down position teacher professional there's this other guy what teacher or parents keep us even solu one hell wa komushudi I'm like you are a teacher you need to be saying guys la bona re khono iragalla mongwe le mongwe le bo Diba ba re reng ga ba re tlhoiwe ke batho ga bana di enemy this is it's happening to them so we need to stop and say guys are you tlhokomele let's raise awareness about this issue but no ne re le mo di jo kunyela re bua di whiskey tsa ma 250 di Hennessy tsa ma 250 le re bone yang but I don't know gore ine e tsena ga kae mo poisoning ya bomme but I think going forward what I'm going to do is I'm going to be an activist. Yeah, I'm going to go out there and on my social use my numbers to say bathong hey la ra spike ana ha ke le go di show ha ke performer ha ke le mo staging ke tlo super ke re le bo boneng ba bang ba spike ba bang ho itlhokomeleng re tlo swantse re ga that is the message that we need to be sending out there because some don't survive it's by luck or be surviving.
God bless you.
And I would like to add on to what he's saying by reminding everyone like when first of all, don't take a drink from somebody, anyone, even if you think you trust that person, right? Number 2, cover your drinks. Basadi baka, banyana baka. Drink e ho tshwantse ro tsamaya o itshwere ka letsogo la gago gore go se ka ga nna le phata. Number 3, how e togetse, how sa e bona for if you lose sight of your drink. Lost it. It togele go hedile ka yona o ta reka ye nngwe ha go hedile a re la pere tanwa metsi at least we are alive. Those are just some of the things that we personally have been taught over the years as Basadi to protect ourselves. So shout out to you Diba for coming to tell me.
I think ira di khotano are hopotseng a mongwe le ngwae maka khota ga from now on because mo bo share more guys ha re sa kheritse ore gate then I think I'm done with we tshela o nkiki mere ha ke na le khotame di ntekane ba ka ngane le 2 ya gago ke 2 ya ha felwa ha ile sengwe re dinwe re le bane mo tafoleng ya na ile from now on ha ke ne ke eno khotelwena ha ke tswa kwa LB la hupa hela ba lo then e ke buka ko mora ha ke sa tle ke ibuka ya mo tafoleng
amen Diba
le santse re hupe ba lotlhe ha ile go ra tsamaya
re tsamaya rote
and ke bone grasshopper morena guys it's real there is heaven motion the gig guys well I was just flying the line but I was able to
how I get that dog your child wo me grasshopper yon
mare ke bone a le ko modimo re ke a ko brain line but I think no get tons guys I think I'm back again
and what a wonderful thing that he's able to still laugh and be yourself shout out dog you're back dog
kona le batho ba nkukiseng botlhoko mo social media ibile o bona ha nne ke tsamaile swe batho ba se le ba bua ka ba builana nne ke I'm glad I'm back because now I get to address them. I get to address them. I know all my haters. I know people that have been thinking but Claymore Banta. But I just want to send a shout out to a few people. There's Let G's husband. Let G's husband Rebaone. That guy stood out for me. Na once I be like we are reporting batho ba ile gore ano bone ba mo di jokes ga ba tse khanye serious. But General Mota so even posted or no they like what for Diba, you know, justice for Diba. Such people, ke bona ba re ba tlhoka mo society ma ile gore ha go tsena di khantse di serious re tla re tshega ka situation but right now there's a situation I just heard AY Brazilian if he's not kidding. He got something
Allegedly,
allegedly
Wow.
got something. Now it's a growing trend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's time. We are heading for the festive season.
Yeah,
We
it
need to
should
be
fit.
pushing the message now.
Absolutely
Shout out to
love it.
everybody. And lemo na sante. Lo ena teacher rako mo chudi yo. Ya go itse kana ga tikene sizo kana ga tikene ma kene ma eletse ba khata gore ba distro.
Yo, Mama
It's
Tin,
been a
ladies
good
and gentlemen.
show. Shout out.
Ga ke se ke nwe ke santse ke le happy. Probably next week yana ke heditse medication.
Batho ba
Because ke nna sefako se sengwe sa medication batho. LB tsele ha ke di lo letse. Mo go nna kana mphahela. I'm telling you,
Absolutely amazing. A big shout out to LB, a big shout out to Diba, a big shout out to Arabile Pambuga. She's also coming into the 6 p.m. news bulletin in just a bit. With that being said, man, my
Let's
name
climb.
is DJ Sway.
And I'm LB. Let's climb
climb
again
again.
tomorrow.